Is coming up with YouTube video ideas hard? Do you feel like you struggle when it comes to titling your videos? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 of our guaranteed titles to get you views that we've used here at Think Media to get over 85 million views. If we're just meeting, my name is Heather Torres, and this is the Think Marketing Q&A, and we're going to jump right into it. We're going to go right into the 3 irresistible YouTube titles guaranteed to get you views. Number 1, just to let you know, this is actually coming from our Think Media YouTube title formula guide that is part of our YouTube starter kit. And the first one is before you X, watch this. Before you X, watch this. Now, what does that even mean? Well, here are some examples for you of how you can use this title. Before you start on YouTube, before you start a YouTube channel, watch this. You'll notice we do this quite a bit here at Think. Here's another one. Before you homeschool, watch this. And I love this one. This is from Jay Shetty. Before you go to sleep, watch this. Now, why is this important? Why should you do a watch this? Well, if you want to become an authority in your niche, if you want to become someone that people are looking up to, that you are able to influence, you want to make something that before they start doing X, before they, start the ketogenic diet, before they start renovating an RV, before they start using a MacBook Pro, you want to be the person that they go to. And by having a video like this, it'll pique curiosity. It'll help you position yourself as an authority. And you can also then give educational tips throughout those videos. All right, that's title number 1. We're going to walk through the next 2. The next one is if you want to do this title, this versus that. This versus that title. Here's an example of that. Vitamix versus Blend Tech for 2020. Now they update these different types of blenders. And this is such a great video because people are actually in a buying mode. When they're actually searching 2 different products to compare them against each other, they're in a buying mode. So this is a very valuable and powerful title idea to be able to get views when people are starting to search for things. Here's another one. I just did this one. Apple Pencil 1 versus Apple Pencil 2. I'm using my tablet to take notes for a lot of things. My kids are just going back to school. And so I was researching, should I upgrade to the 2 or should I stick with the 1? Look at this video from a year ago, has 700,000 views on it. Are you seeing the power of being able to do a versus video? Here's another video that I did on my homeschool channel. Homeschooling versus public schooling. 5 differences, 107,000 views, this versus that. And I love this one too. This one is Techno Dad, who's one of our students inside of Video Ranking Academy. AV receiver versus amplifier. AV receiver versus amplifier. I don't even know what those 2 things are, but I guess 94,000 people are searching for this exact video. A versus video is extremely powerful because it allows you to compare 2 different things for people that are in a buying mode. When they are searching 2 different things, they are possibly going to buy something. So you could be the last stop before they make that purchase. So if you have your affiliate marketing set up, you're able to actually get a commission on those purchases. Are you seeing this, the value of being able to make these kinds of videos? All right, well, here is something. Before we get into the last title, I want to let you know about our free YouTube Influence Challenge that we have coming up in the next week. I'd love for you to register for this if you are looking at starting or growing a YouTube channel this year. We're hosting a 7-day challenge here at Think, where we're going to be walking you through 7 different days of value-packed content. This is going to be a time for you to go all in with your YouTube channel, to have you work through different steps that we're going to be sharing with you. This is going to be happening live for 7 days in our YouTube Influence Challenge. You can get registered at tubeinfluence.com if that is something you are interested in. All right, let's get into the last tip. The last tip is the how-to tip. The how-to tip. Here's a video, how to do no knead sandwich bread. Say that 5 times fast. This is Mary, this is Mary from Mary's Nest. I'm having trouble talking today. I'm like, I had way too much caffeine or something happened. This is Mary from Mary's Nest, and she is one of our Video Ranking Academy students. And Mary made this video. 600,000 people are interested in how to make no knead sandwich bread. This is a powerful title because you're able to really hone in on what your audience is asking for. I love this one too from Ben from Keto Camp. Ben was just on the Think Marketing podcast. He did one about how to lose weight fast with the ketogenic diet. How to lose weight fast with the ketogenic diet. I like it because he also has 5 advanced tips that he's able to give in this video. Here's another one from Techno Dad, how to connect speakers to amplifiers. This is a step-by-step walkthrough of how to do that. And you'll notice 600,000 people are interested in this exact thing. And the last one, how to make oil paint dry faster. Did you even know that was a thing? I didn't, but artists obviously are searching this because Allison from Video Ranking Academy made this video and 6,000 people have searched that. And then the last one is our video that we have at Think Media, how to make a YouTube video on your phone. This video just surpassed 1 million views. It's a how-to video, a step-by-step video. This is extremely powerful for your brand. If you're going to be making videos this year, you should make these 3 videos and then make them over and over and over. I want you to get a journal. I want you to write out, what how-to video could I do? What versus video could I do? What 2 products could I compare? And then think about what you could do over and over and over when you're making videos. We do this here at Think Media. We compare 2 different cameras together. We go through and we compare we compare like different microphones together. We do how-to videos on walking you through different software that you could be using. This is super powerful for your brand. And I hope that those 3 titles are titles that you will do this year on your channel. Well, we're going to jump into the Q&A part of today's video. And I have my co-host of the Think Marketing podcast, Sean Cannell, with me. How you doing, Sean?
Man, I'm fired up, Heather. Those are 3 super powerful titles. And of course, if you're just joining the video, you can catch the replay here on the channel. Make sure you implement all of those. If you're planning to bake Christmas cookies, watch this. Before you bake a cake, watch this, or the versus strategy. Super powerful strategies, and excited about the challenge too, Heather. Walking through the ashes says, what's the link for the challenge? tubeinfluence.com is the link, and of course in the description down below this video. It would have made sense for us to post it there, but we will post it in the comments. So it's www.tubeinfluence.com. And you could check that out to register for free. That's going to be amazing. And then if you want to join us on the show, I'm dropping the link right now, and we are going to bring some of you on for some Q&A today. And we have Nicole with us, actually. So Nicole, how's it going? How can we help? Where are you watching from? What's your channel about?
Hello. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yep, we can. How you
Okay.
doing, Nicole?
I'm good, thank you. So my channel is a sewing channel. I have 55,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to convert my channel to a coaching channel, but still have sewing on the side. So I didn't know what the best way was to do that.
Yeah, really great question, Nicole. One thing that you want to always remember when you are putting out content on YouTube is that you don't want to make videos that people didn't subscribe for. So if you have a channel that is about sewing and now you're pivoting that channel into coaching, one of 2 things is going to happen. You're either going to lose subscribers, right? So you'll have subscribers that don't want to watch anymore. But 2, you can be confusing the viewers that are currently there. So if you're going to be pivoting to coaching, I would actually suggest not having it on that channel, unless are you coaching and sewing, or you're like pivoting fully out of coaching? I mean, out of sewing.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm mixing it in. I have sewing, I have coaching sewing, and then I coach people that want to sew for a living. and that kind of stuff. So it's all like in the niche.
Great.
So I don't know if that's what the best way is to do that without starting a new channel.
Yes. Okay. So I retract everything I just said because you're doing a channel that's still around coaching. I mean, that's still around sewing. So it's still around that same niche. Now, here's one thing. When you're making that content, are you noticing that you're getting less views on those videos?
I haven't started doing it yet. I have a private coaching group, and I'm doing, I follow Stu McLaren's tribe thing. And so I'm going to be rolling this out in October, but I'm just trying to prep for it. And I wanted to know the best way to kind of like introduce this without being like, hey, I'm doing a whole brand switch and that kind of stuff. So I know that not all of my subscribers watch every single video. That's very obvious with my statistics. So I didn't know, I'm just kind of looking for some general advice, I guess.
Great. Okay. I should have asked all of those questions at the beginning before I spouted out advice to you, Nicole. One thing first, I think this is so cool what you're doing because I think this is a niche that's probably underserved, right? Like there's a lot of people that are sewing, but not actually like getting the coaching along with it. So the way you can start pivoting it is, are you seeding it in your content? That's the first thing you'd want to do. So start seeding that's another authority builder that you do. So I'm Nicole. I teach this type of sewing. I'm also the founder of XYZ Group, where we go deeper into X, Y, and Z. Like you can.
Yeah, and I was watching, I think your channel doing that also, where we talk about the tips of the different cameras and lighting and stuff like that, and then go check out my XYZ membership. So I was liking how that was a subtle but still information about that. So I like that.
Yeah. And when you start doing that, you can make some one-off videos that are explainer videos, because I think one thing that we miss is the idea that if we're going to make a pivot, we should tell our audience, like, it's okay to make that video that says, hey, I'm super excited because I'm launching X, Y, and Z. And when this happens, here's how you can get involved. And that might not be a viral video, but it's just educating your audience as to what you're doing. So how you can also make different videos around that is exactly how we do it here. We will talk about how to make money on YouTube. Well, not everyone on our channel is very interested in that. But when we're making those videos, we always seed that we help you with the tech and the tools. We talk about our different programs that we offer here at Think Media, but we're not doing it in a aggressive way. It's very passive. It's just an authority builder of what we're doing. And let me tell you, Nicole, when you start seeding that over and over and over, the people that are interested will raise their hand.
Right.
And so that's where you'll start to gain momentum in that. I love that you're in Stu McLaren's because he teaches all about how to do membership groups, right? We have a membership group here at Think Media. It's called Inner Circle. And so what we've done is we actually have put out some of our classes that we've done inside of Inner Circle. We've given out bits and pieces of that on our channel. So it just seeds the content as to what's happening. And you can do that too, especially because it's even aligned with what you're actually doing. Does that give you any help, Nicole?
Yeah, I really liked how you were talking about seeding the content. That's a great way to, add value into my funnel. And so I'm going to start doing that. Thank you.
Amazing. And don't forget, Nicole, always be talking to your audience and asking them what they want, because when they start feeding you those titles, when they start feeding you those pain points, your solution can also be, hey, I also have this membership group. So your solution can be that. So always be talking to your audience and getting that advice from them, getting what their pain points are, because I'll bet your solution in that coaching program is a big one that they don't even know about yet. So if someone comes to you and says, this is my pain point, and you say, this is my solution, you've now become the trusted advisor to help them on their path.
Thank you. I really liked the topics or the tips that I was getting from some of the videos on your channel about vidIQ. I've looked that up and starting getting some information, and that's helpful too. So thanks for all of your free tips and all the advice you're giving me today.
Amazing. And Nicole, make sure you sign up for the free YouTube challenge. It's free for 7 days. So make sure you sign up for that. Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks.
Wow, super powerful. Heather, amazing advice. Nicole, thanks for coming on the show. If you're getting value already too, or just joining, smash the like button because we're going to be doing some more Q&A. Couple rapid fire questions here. Jonathan asked, should you always use the 3 title tactics that Heather talked about in this video? And a couple practical tips. You should always use a powerful title. Titles are so important. You should always use one of those tactics per video. You don't really want to necessarily, each one kind of lives in its own orbit. And again, Heather was teaching out of our title guide where we talk about 15 different title formulas. Those were 3 of them. And so one title, one video, you really want to take time crafting your title. We wrote 3 or 4 different titles for this video. We've got a video coming up tomorrow on Think Media. I brainstormed like 4 or 5 different titles, but we really lean on our guide to think about which one's the most powerful. And then I bounce those off of Heather or Tony on the Think Media team, or Mel. You might want to bounce them off a friend or somebody in a Facebook group and say, hey, which one of these like makes you want to click the most? Because titles are so important. And then Jonathan followed up and said, but I'm curious, out of the formula, like should at least 50% of your videos be one of these 3? No, I would say 50%, 100% of your videos should be one of the 15. And once you kind of know the different options and the most powerful titles to choose from, then you figure out how you're going to position your video, Jonathan, so that it can have maximum impact. And so we have Derek coming up and then Jay on the show coming up next. But Derek, man, how's it going? Where are you watching from? What's your channel about? And how can we help today?
All right. I'm watching from Memphis, Tennessee. Actually, I have a couple of channels. I have my personal channel, which is Behind the Cache, which is about geocaching. But my wife also has a channel called My Spectrum Life, which is about autism moms, and we doing a live video podcast with that. And she's been doing that since I think February. And we're really trying to get it to build momentum, but it's just not building as much as what we were hoping. Just want maybe some other tips that we could do with building our audience.
Yeah, and this is the channel, right? My Spectrum Life right here?
Right.
Got it. So a couple things that I see right off the bat, I would encourage you not to put, and this is good for the topic of the day too, My Spectrum Life, even in the title, and definitely not the first thing in the title. Okay. Because that's the name of the channel, but that may or may not, I actually think that it probably would be clear to your viewers, but it's not necessarily adding to the promise of the title. So even what Heather was teaching at the beginning, you might want to talk about something that you want to use every word in the title and make it super, super powerful. And so pull that either out of the title or put it at the end of the title, but I would say just pull it out of the title. And a lot of times, if we look at like Think Media, and we could look at some, success leaves clues, and we've had some really powerful videos. Today's video is doing really well. The proven formula for getting more views and increasing watch time. It's desire-based. We don't put Think Media in the title, right? How to get views fast. Our way of using sentence case or title case and certain capitalized words, we want to get attention, right? We want to see people that how to format any SD memory card. How to, my friends, is another really powerful title. So be thinking about, I think that's the immediately thing that jumped off the page, and I want to pass it to Heather next. But even, maybe how to get your kids to sleep when dealing with a particular, thing that they're facing or whatnot. And then of course, be really doing, have you joined the challenge yet, Derek?
Yeah, both my wife and I have joined the challenge, and I'm also already signed up for Growth Video Live as well. So. Oh,
awesome. And so I'm trying to think about, Heather, I'd love for you to jump in here too on some thoughts. The other thing is, initially, you really are just starting. And so 5 videos in, don't be thinking too much like, well, I haven't really got traction yet. You know what I mean? Like I've been like lifting these kettlebells for only 3 days and I haven't got biceps yet, like not even close. My arms are pretty skinny still. So, it does take time to get momentum, but Heather, what are some of your thoughts?
Yeah, first, Derek, I just want to say thank you so much for the work that you and your wife are doing, stepping into that space, because it's so needed for parents to connect with parents. And so that's my goal for you guys would be, and my challenge would be, are you in the community hearing what people are saying? So I know that this is a large community. There's a lot of different books on this. There's organizations, there's other podcasts, there's other YouTube channels. This is the type of community that rallies around each other. And
Right.
so one thing I would really recommend doing is, what are the 10 to 15 books that a new parent who's just discovered that their kid is on the spectrum, anywhere on the spectrum, they've now done the testing, or what about the testing? What does that process look like? And what's your journey and your story through that, in respect to as much of your privacy that you'd want to share about your child, but at the same time, thinking about where those parents are. Usually our audience is just a few steps behind where we are if we're helping them along on a journey. And so, Derek, I would really recommend you and your wife sitting down and thinking, what are the top 10 podcasts right now? And I would go to their podcasts and I would look at the titles of their podcasts and I would say, we can make a video on that. We could do a video on that. And let's see if that person wants to be on our podcast. Let's collaborate and see if they want to share that tip that they shared on theirs on our podcast. Then I would think about the books. Then I would think about the organizations. I would think about, is there anyone online? What are the opposing sides? I know, especially in this space, there's so many opposing things in terms of vaccinations causing it versus being born with it. There's so many different, there's so many different stances on it. Leaning into that and stamping your flag as to where you are could be a really big thing. I would think about, what are the blogs that people are reading? What are the magazines? Where are you guys finding your resources? And then let's talk about those. That would be one of the main things. And then I would just say, this is a journey. Like Sean said, even if you have 10, 15, 30 videos, usually a channel doesn't pop off. It doesn't start to really gain momentum and traction until you're past 50 and into 100. So Derek, if you guys are committed to not only helping your family, but other families, and that's your bigger mission, I really think that you have something here, and that if you stick with it, that you'll see that come to fruition. Right.
And I know we use StreamYard, and the YouTube part of it hasn't gained as much as the Facebook has. So that's where we're trying to build more of the YouTube area of it too. So
I would join every Facebook group. I would be searching the hashtag on social media. I want you to be in this community listening. Be really listening to what are their struggles? What are their pain points? What are they asking for? Where are they going for resources? You want to become a detective of those parents so that you can then service them in the way that you know they need to be.
All right, great. Thank you.
Yes, Derek, I'm so excited for you to come to Grow with Video live this year. We have some amazing things happening, and the challenge is going to be awesome. I'm so grateful that you and your wife are connected in the community.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go for several years, and just with one of the benefits of COVID this time was actually getting to go through online. So
yeah. Well, block the days. It's going to be epic.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Derek.
Thank you.
Hey, if you've been getting value out of some of the advice, smash the like button. It's great to see everyone here. A couple questions, and then we're going to be bringing Jay Hay in on the show. Shelly asked, when you were just starting, how important are keywords? Are titles more important than keywords? Those are not two conflicting things. Keywords are incredibly important when you're just starting, because a keyword, and I actually would just recommend check out the most recent video that I did over on Think Media that was about keywords, that exact topic. And really what a keyword is probably going to be something like, let's say you had a cooking channel, it'd be called a keyword phrase, and it would be like how to cook a steak. That is a keyword phrase, so that's very important. And then the title itself, you could maybe make that a lot better. You could be like how to cook a steak in an oven, parentheses, the right way for the most flavor. And you'd have keywords, and you'd have kind of like, well, I want the right way and I want the most flavor. You'd also be talking to both the search algorithm as well as humans that want some tasty steak. And so that's kind of a tip on that one. And if you check out Think Media, the new video out now, it's how to get views fast with YouTube keyword research. You're not going to want to miss that one. That one came out on our other channel, Think Media. And then Sasha J asked, how do you get the hashtags under the video? And all you have to do to get hashtags underneath your video is type them into the description anywhere. And whatever the first 3 hashtags in your description are, those are going to be the hashtags that are under your video. So Think Media, Think Marketing, and Sean Cannell are the hashtags under this video. The reason they show up there is because down here in the description, they're just typed in there. And that's all you got to do. And you can use any hashtags that you want. Now, quick tip as we get ready for Jay, and that is our philosophy on hashtags is using them for branding and not necessarily search. Because if you were to type in something even like how to cook a steak, probably not a lot of people even really using that. But the types of videos you're going to get are, like this one ranks, but it's not getting a ton of views and it's 2 months old. So we haven't really known hashtags to drive traffic. So what we use hashtags for is branding. So that's why under this video, it says Think Media. When you click Think Media, you're going to be able to like go down the rabbit hole of Think Media. When you click Think Marketing, again, you're going to be able to go down the rabbit hole of the Think Marketing channel. And you want to think about it. Sometimes if someone clicks a hashtag under your video, it might take them away from your content. So we use it. This is interesting, right? Because now someone could thread Sean Cannell and maybe watch some of the interviews, some of the other content, but a lot of our own content that is out there. And so as we land the plane on that tip, Heather has a really great video that just dropped on the other channel, hashtag Heather Torres. Again, when you click that, you sort of get a branded hashtag of this live right now, of her homeschool channel, of some of the different things she's been doing. So our kind of philosophy, you can experiment with using them to try to get views, but I think they're best for kind of branding and organizing your content. Hey, Jay, welcome to the Think Marketing Q&A. Tell us what your channel is about and where are you streaming to us from today?
Okay, hi guys. I'm Jay Hay. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And my channel is kind of like positive, being mentally positive and internally happy with yourself. And I just want to help teens around my age and help them out.
Awesome. And what's your question for us today, Jay?
I wanted to know like how to promote my channel and get like a good amount of views because I haven't really got much. I started a couple weeks ago. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on getting started, Jay. That actually is one of the hardest parts for creators to do. So I want to congratulate you for getting started. Now, I see you've got a handful of videos, which is so good. In that first year, Jay, it really is about the experimental phase. You get to see what kind of videos you like to create. You get to start to get to know your audience and what they like to watch. And you're really in this space of just experimenting. I'm loving, look at the editing, Sean. I mean, look at this. This is great. So here's one thing I want you to think about, Jay. I want you to start thinking about, what am I skilled at? What am I proficient at? I know that even as a young person, you already have gifts and abilities and talents, right? Like there's already things that you already are good at, aren't there?
Yeah, I like do baking and a lot of healthy like recipes on my channel too.
I love that. So here's one thing I want you to think about. As you are starting to create more and more content, I want you to think about, where are my skills and abilities? How can I really help someone? Because did you know, Jay, even when you're doing cooking videos, you can be sharing positivity. You can be sharing positive mindset. You could be sharing those values. That's a value. So you could be sharing that through what you are actually skilled and proficient at. So as you're starting to create more and more content, I want you to think about, who am I here to help and how do I want to help them? And here's the real one I want you to really think about, Jay. What is their pain point? Usually people aren't coming to YouTube typing in, how can I be more positive? Usually they're coming with some type of a struggle or some type of a pain point, and you can show up as the trusted friend on the other side. So I would do this, Jay. I want you to get a focus group of people you want to help. So this could be some other friends. This could be on social media, but I want you to ask them things like, hey, Sean did this. What do you think I'm good at? Like when I think about Sean Cannell, I'm like, he's the camera guy. If I have a question about a camera, I'm going to go to Sean.
Yeah.
I'm the homeschool mom. If anyone has questions about homeschool, they're blowing my DMs up. Okay. So I want you to get a focus group and I want them to speak into you and say, Jay, you know what? You are really good at cooking. You're so positive. I love your healthy recipes. I love what you're doing. And then I want you to ask them, hey, what would you search in the YouTube search bar? Because when they start handing you those things, that's the actual video you start to make. And then you become known as the girl, the go-to girl for X. And after you break through, Jay, then you can start making videos about whatever you want because you'll start to have built enough influence past the point of proficiency where people want to know about your everyday life and they want to know about how cool your bedroom is and all those different things. So does that give you some pieces, some handles around how to start on YouTube?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, and you asked about how to promote it.
Yes.
We have what's called the 50-50 rule of content, which means that if you're going to spend 2 to 4 to 8 hours making a video, I want you to block on your calendar 2 to 4 to 8 hours that you spend in the community helping people on the DMs, in Twitter, liking people's stuff. Because when you give on social, you get back. Okay. So if you're out there and you're actually just in the community, rather than it being like, how can I get more? I want you to twist it and say, how can I give more? Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Did that help?
Yes.
Great. Well, hey, are you registered for the challenge, Jay?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Well, we'll see you next Tuesday then.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Jay. Thanks for coming on. All right. Hey, Think Marketing Q&A. It's awesome that Jay's so awesome. It's good to see Jen. Good to see you, Rick. Thanks so much for being here live, or if you're watching on the replay, we've got some more questions to answer, and we want to help you do this. By the way, every other week on this YouTube channel and across Facebook, we are going live and helping you win on YouTube, helping you win with building your business, get more views, get more influence with online video and social media. We do a show called Coffee with Cannell every other week, which is my coffee Q&A show. And then Melissa and Heather typically are doing the Think Marketing Q&A, sometimes Tony, and we come to talk about YouTube and talk about how you can build your influence and your brand online faster. And so really appreciate you being here. If you've got a question, throw up 4 question marks before and after it. And if you want to jump on the show, the room is full, but we'll get to as many as we can today. Let's bring Patrick on the show. Patrick, where are you watching from? What's your
Glendora,
channel about?
California.
Where in California?
Glendora.
Glendora, great to have you on. And what's your channel about?
I'm a licensed mental health therapist, and so I've started off with a podcast earlier this year and a blog last year, and so I kind of discovered YouTube this year, mostly through your channel. Thank you so much. And so I'm really trying to bring them all 3 together so that I can kind of mirror all 3 content. So what I've started doing is I'll take the blog and then I'll do like a video podcast, and then I'll use the same audio for both, kind of like I've seen with the Think Marketing channel and some other stuff. But where I'm getting a little bit hung up is, do I create pillar content like I'm in the habit of with the podcast, or do I break it up into smaller chunks with the YouTube, and then negotiating the whole keyword, title with the blog? Should it be the same title with the video? And I think you could just kind of touched on that a little bit. So I really appreciate all of the advice. I really do.
Yeah. So if I understand, I think that the question is, to clarify, you have a long form video podcast, and you also are considering doing snippets of the video podcast all on YouTube in this case, and then how to title that content.
Right. Yeah. So for example, like I'm getting ready to create an episode on coping skills for anxiety, and I could talk about 3 things, 10 skills, 20 skills, or should I break those up into smaller, like 1 skill per video? That makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So a couple nuances here, and that is it definitely things we've learned between short form and long form content. So one of the things that's interesting about doing a video podcast, and we're now about 8 months into that with because of the Think Marketing podcast that launched this year, what I've learned about, and we also have an interview show on video influencers. I've actually learned that for long form content, you don't want to title your videos you don't want to overpromise like a quick answer in your title, because here's the thing on YouTube that works really good, right? Like how to do this thing really fast. And the secret to YouTube is making a promise in your title and then delivering on that promise. So if you, for instance, were going to be like how to set up your YouTube channel, and someone looked at the title and saw that the video and they saw it was 5 minutes long, and then they saw there was a 50-minute long version, I'd rather watch the 5-minute long version. So for example, on Video Influencers, we do longer form conversations now on Saturday for the VI show. And what I've learned is that if we make it too tactical, it's not effective, because a shorter video would be much better tactical. So I don't know if this is what you're after, but I think this strategy is important. If it's a longer form video, it's nice to kind of say like promise a journey, like a conversation with Heather Torres about how she built her YouTube channel. So people kind of know what they're getting. The key is you want to make a promise in the title and then deliver it in the video. Whereas on the other hand, the snippets, I think, is really identifying even what snippets to post, is being really specific and sniper on one problem, one solution, be brief, be bright, be fun, and be done. Like, so what we do nowadays, and this is kind of a cool experiment that we've been doing, is we're doing a lot of what's called content recycling and also repurposing. And it's working incredibly well, because we're doing it right now. We're doing a longer form show. It's going to be about an hour here on YouTube, and it's going to do well, but it's not going to do phenomenal because the replay value of an hour-long video is not super great. But on Think Media, we'll take the hottest moments, the most concise, clear moments from Coffee with Cannell, the Think Marketing Q&A show, and upload. Look at this one, 5 minutes and 53 seconds. There's Heather teaching on the one video you should make if you're under 1,000 subscribers, and it got 90K views. The hour-long version, obviously this channel's newer and different subscribers, but it got, 5,000 views. And that's all relative to kind of where you're starting. We'll take Coffee with Cannell episodes, do one question, one answer in 5 minutes. So again, I want to see if I actually answered your question, and maybe I can hit your question specifically. But I think that's a relevant strategy for what you're doing in general, to be thinking about maybe a consistent show. We post once a week, and people get used to it. It also doesn't get nearly as many views as the short specific things, because the nature of YouTube, even watch time and whatnot, is usually like, I'm in, I want my question answered, I want to be entertained, get me to the point quick, hook me. And podcasts are usually longer form. They're more about intimacy. They're more like you're on a walk, you're out with your dog, you're at the gym. So even the audio is going to perform different. So the strategy between longer form and shorter form is going to influence your title strategy. Is that helpful, Patrick? And
absolutely. Yes, I think the last video I made was 90 minutes on 6 ways to improve self-care. But I think what I want to start doing after listening to you, and thank you so much for taking my question, is just breaking up the content into, like you said, more digestible chunks. So like a 10-minute to 30-minute video, and I could still post that on the podcast, but maybe instead of doing, like, if it's a shorter video, maybe instead of posting it once a week, maybe do it twice a week, smaller chunks,
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a great strategy.
All right. Thank you so much. I didn't even know you were doing this today. I was between therapy sessions, and I thought, hey, I saw the email, so I jumped right on. I really appreciate it.
Amazing. You're welcome, Patrick. We appreciate you.
Challenge. It's already been a huge plus. So thank you so much.
Awesome, Patrick.
Yay. Awesome. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah. And here's a tip for our whole Think Media, Think Marketing community. When you're starting, and even when you're established, lean on shorter content, because it's kind of the idea, like, has anyone, don't answer in the comments unless you want to, like, if you're just getting to know somebody and you're in your dating season of life, like, if you usually don't just meet somebody and you're like, hey, nice to meet you, let's go on a 2-week road trip. Like, it's like, I just met him, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle a 2-week road trip with the person. If you're really just getting to know somebody, it's like speed dating. In fact, speed dating is a chance to, I've never actually done it, but you would go through and you're getting, it's like bite-sized, digestible, to even see if you want to go to the next level with that person. And even at the next level, you still, after maybe you go on a short day, it's like, yo, let's get some coffee, let's have a little conversation, and let's call it good. We don't need to go get coffee, go get a 4-course meal, walk around the city, and watch 2 movies. Like, can we slow it down? Like, let's, kind of have a different pace on this relationship. Think about people's customer journey, or rather their viewer journey, or their getting to know you journey when it comes to the brand and business that you're building online. Give people a chance to get to know you with more short form, be brief, be bright, be fun, and be done. And then there's people who will, as they get to know you, they see that there's value there, or they resonate with you, they vibe with you, and then they want to hang out longer. And then maybe it's like, let's go on a road trip. And they're like, cool, like I've seen your short stuff. I'm like ready to go on, like do a longer session, a longer training off of YouTube, longer videos. And so 90 minutes, Patrick's doing some amazing stuff. There's some amazing value in there, but I think that's kind of the edge, is to also give people to quickly deliver value as quick as possible. We had a question, how long should my videos be when starting? If you can keep it under 10, I think that's strong. If you can keep it under 5, that's even stronger. If you can deliver value in 3 minutes, under 8 minutes, and the videos should be as long as they need to be, but as short as possible. But give people a chance to speed date you, see if they connect with you. And then at the end of your video, always give a call to action. And hey, if you got value out of this video and you want to watch the full conversation, click or tap the screen. It's kind of like an appetizer, an hors d'oeuvre, and they taste it. And then they could watch the 90-minute version. It could be the thing you link to at the end, because now they're like, oh, I want to see this whole thing unpacked. Take me through the whole psychology journey, Patrick. But maybe they come in with just a bite-size answer. And so when starting, definitely start with the shorter questions. Hey, if you're getting value today, hit like. We got Carly coming on the Think Marketing show. Carly, where are you watching from? What's your channel about, and how can we help?
I am watching from Durham, North Carolina, and my channel is all about pregnancy and labor and postpartum period. And I started at the beginning of this year. And I feel like I've been doing a lot of the right things. I feel like I am doing a lot of the SEO research. I'm talking about stuff that I know people are searching for. And I feel like my growth is still pretty slow. So I'm wondering what tips you might have to kind of improve that growth.
I'm going to have Heather answer this, but what is your channel name? I looked up your first and last name. Couldn't find it.
It's Harvest Moon Nights. It's my doula company.
So I just want to make sure, Carly, it's a growth question. Like, how do I grow?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the things that I'm doing, I follow a lot of the tips that you guys put out. And I feel like I am doing all the things that I can do, but the growth feels a little slow for how much work I'm putting in.
Yeah. 500 subscribers already.
Yeah. Which is very exciting.
Yes, I was going to say, can we just congratulate you on that? Because sometimes I think, Carly, we think about, oh, I'm not getting millions of views. And I fall into this too. So, I mean, these numbers, they matter, but can we just give it up for this right here? This is an analytic that we're getting from vidIQ. I don't know if you have this installed on your channel, but you had 5,000 moms visit your page. 5,000. Like, can we put that into perspective of what that would be like if you walked into a seminar right now, a stadium, 5,000 people watched your channel. So I know it can feel like this isn't getting off the ground. I'm putting in a lot of work. Carly, it is a lot of work, and you got to put in a lot of work. And the reason that you're going to break through is because once you just stay consistent and you keep serving and you keep helping, you're going to get to this tipping point and it's going to break through. It takes one video. It takes one video, Carly, to blow your channel up. You have one video. We've seen this happen over and over and over again. We call them base hits. Right now, you're making videos. They're base hits. This is my baseball analogy. I don't know baseball, but this is my only baseball analogy. You're just making base hits, right? And you just keep swinging, the base hit. And then all of a sudden you hit that one and it gets that sweet spot of the bat. And it's like over the outfield and out of the park. And then all of a sudden that video is going to trickle down and people are going to see your other videos and your other videos and your other videos. And I completely understand. It's like, oh, this feels like so much work. And it really is. Like, there's nothing around that. It really is. So how do you grow? How do you do more of what we're teaching here at Think Media and Think Marketing? I want you to, have you studied your competition? Have you gone to your competition and you're like, you know what? These are their top 10 videos. Wow, every single person makes this video. Have you made that video?
Oh, yeah.
When we think about what video should I make next, here's what I want you to do. What are the top 25 to 50 questions that people are asking. And the reason I'm saying this is because one of the things we miss so much is we want to make the videos of all videos, right? We want to be like, how to like be in the postpartum stage of life. And like, that's what we're trying to like get to. But really they just want to know, like, should I get this breast pump or this breast pump?
Right.
They want to know, like, do I need this breast bag or, you know, like breast pump bag or this breast pump bag? Do I freeze it? Do I not? Do I swaddle like this? Do I not? Like Sean's about to step into this. Not that he's in postpartum, but I feel you. I know this life. I've done it twice already. But he's not asking. Sonia, his wife, is not necessarily, she doesn't know what she doesn't know, Carly. But what she knows is, how do I get my baby to sleep? How do I how do I transition from breast milk to solid food? How do I do self-care? How do I find clothes that are nursing friendly? Like, does that make sense? So as much as I know that your heart is to really impact moms with that knowledge about postpartum, their pain point is this nursing bra or this nursing bra. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So how do you grow? Is I want you to write down, what are the 25 to 50 questions that they're actually asking right now in that stage of life? Like the real hard, like what essential oils do I need can I put on my baby? Like what bath products do I use? Like all of those things that you know, and you're like, doesn't everyone know this? Like they seem so simple and kind of stupid. Like, doesn't everyone know that you shouldn't use toxins on your baby? Like, no, they don't, Carly, and they need you to help them know that. Okay. So I want you to be doing that. And I want you to study your competition, go to the other 5 pages that are like what you're making, go to their top videos and see the trends. And when you see those trends, I want you to make those videos with the Carly spin on them.
Awesome. Great advice.
Does that help?
Absolutely. No, because I think that's kind of the path that I've followed so far, is going for those big hitting videos, but I definitely haven't focused on kind of smaller pinpointed questions like that. So that is definitely fantastic advice.
And like Sean said, short videos, 5 minutes. What are the 2, I mean, we can go on and on. I love postpartum. This is my jam too. I was like, if I could be a doula, it would probably be my next job. But what about the 4th trimester or the 5th trimester, do they need to know? Can you eat your placenta? Like, yeah, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
See, like Sean's like, what? I didn't even know. Like, do you capsulate or do you cook it? Like, hold on, see, Carly,
These are
like
my
these are questions that are
Can
going
the husband eat the placenta? Is
Can the
actually
husband eat the placenta? Yeah. And Carly, here's the other thing to remember. It's called the total addressable market. How many people are actually searching these things?
Right.
Millions? I don't know if millions of moms yet are searching for that exact thing about placenta encapsulation, but there's a market that is. And when that market is thriving, you can join that conversation. So I would also just remember that even like we're in the tech space, we get millions of views on tech, but I'm in the homeschool space. I'm happy if I get 100,000 because it's just the total addressable market of what that actual tribe is searching for online. But Carly, I want to honor you for the work that you're doing because I know it's hard. And gosh, you are in such a beautiful place to help so many moms in 2020 through all the craziness that's happening right now. So I just want to say thank you for the work that you're doing and keep going. Your brand looks beautiful, right, Sean? Like you pulled that up and I was like, that looks good. I love the undertones and all, like really, really nice, the earthy feel to it. So yeah, great job. You're doing great.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, Carly. And I just want to encourage you as well. Even those that were here live with us were even saying like, wow, like congrats, Carly, like look at that subscriber count. So it's all perspective. And just to bring up this page again, and this is a little stats tab that vidIQ gives us. Like when I see green, when I see 59% growth in views, 68% growth in subscribers, it's actually kind of crazy to think like, I hope my bank account goes up 59%. I mean, a lot of people are like, I hope like my muscle mass goes up 68%. And so growth is something that of course we should measure, especially if like, these are good numbers to look at. Are they going down? Are they going up? And then what's winning? Success leaves clues. What's my top viewed video and how can I repeat that and double down on what's working? So are you also part of the challenge?
Yeah, I am.
Cool. Man, we're going to go so deep. You're going to have a lot of fun. And so grateful for you. I'm glad we were able to connect on here.
Excited. Thanks so much, you guys. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Carly. All right. Well, hey, Think Marketing Q&A. Appreciate you. Hit the like button. A couple other questions, and then we'll land the plane here. But before we do, Heather, what is the YouTube Influence Challenge, and why should people be a part of it?
Really great question, Sean. And I loved your face, by the way, when I said placenta, because you're like, wait, what are we talking about? Me and Carly are jamming on that. Okay. The YouTube Influence Challenge. Guys, if you fall into one of these two categories, you want to start or you want to grow a YouTube channel, this is the place you need to be. During the YouTube Influence Challenge, this is a 7-day free challenge that myself, Sean Cannell, and the Think Media team are going to be hosting inside of a private group. So it's not happening here online. You have to sign up for this challenge. And during these 7 days, we're going to be going live 2 times a day to be teaching you through our 7-step system. This is a proprietary process. We call it the 7R framework, where we teach this inside of our $2,000 course, Video Ranking Academy. We're giving it away for free. Sean, are we crazy? We're giving away for free during this challenge. So here's the thing. We're going to be walking through these 7 R's. These 7 R's have generated millions of views. These are R's that you can apply to your channel. If you're an influencer, an entrepreneur, a creator, a business owner, if you know someone that is one of these and they need to get on YouTube, how about you and them sign up for this 7-day challenge? But here's what I'm excited about. We're going to be doing some insane giveaways. We are going to be giving away things like an entire YouTube studio. Like, we're talking camera, microphone, lighting, everything with that. We're going to be giving away subscriptions to vidIQ and Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is one of the main music sources we use here on YouTube. You're going to have the opportunity to win that as well. We're going to be giving away memberships to Thinkific. So if you're going to be starting a course this year and you want to help your audience, you could get a free membership to that. So many great things are going to be happening during this 7-day challenge. And if you raise your hand and say, yeah, I want to start or I want to grow my YouTube channel this year, this is the challenge for you. If you've felt like you needed community here on YouTube, if you feel like you're kind of doing this thing alone, then this is the challenge for you. We've got over 10,000 purpose-driven entrepreneurs just like you already signed up and registered. The group is on fire. So much conversation and connection and community. I mean, it's like I'm addicted to being in there right now because people are just having such great conversations. And I cannot wait for the next 7 days, because when we start this, it is, last time we did it, we had people say, this changed my life. I mean, a YouTube challenge changed their life because we're sharing with you the exact process that Sean used to go from filming videos in his bedroom to running a multiple 7-figure media company and growing multiple YouTube channels to over 1 million subscribers. So this isn't just, something we're throwing together. This is a process that he's been perfecting for a decade, and we're sharing it with you for free on the YouTube Influence Challenge. You can sign up at tubeinfluence.com. And then here's my challenge to you. We know that good people, you're good people, right? We know that good people know good people. And so you probably have someone right now that came to mind when I said that you're like, man, he needs to get on YouTube. Why is he not on YouTube yet? Like, that business owner in your life, your uncle, your friend, that person. Sean, I can think of 2 people right now I'm going to actually send a text message to and say, hey, we're doing this challenge. I really think you should be there because it's free. There's no obligation. You sign up, you get to join the group. It's free. We have different things for you if you want to take your experience to the next level, but you can experience everything for 7 days fully free with the entire Think Media group. I cannot wait. Sean, I am on fire because of all the conversations that are happening inside of the group.
Yeah, I'm so excited as well, Heather. And Worship with Glades says, where can we sign up? You just go to the website tubeinfluence.com, and there's a link in the description below, or refresh the video and you'll see a link in the description below. But if you type that into Safari or Google Chrome, you go there and all the information to sign up is on that page. It starts officially. So you have time to kind of get ready, maybe even work on your schedule to really be there. It starts on the 18th of August and it's 7 days and we're taking Sunday off. So it kind of goes into the next week. Every single day, there's a session at 10 a.m. Los Angeles time, West Coast time, Pacific time, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. 2 sessions a day, 12 sessions total, entirely free. And so some people are either blocking time to take time off work, rearrange their schedule, give the kids to their partner, doing things like scheduling that even if they have to work, when are they going to watch the replays and all those different things. You've got some time to get your journal, to get your sticky notes, to get some pens, to get your mind right, your grind on, dust your camera off, get a little plug-in mic, whatever you want to do to get ready, because it's all starting in just a few days. And so super excited for that. And one final question that we just wanted to answer, Stavik Vala, hope I said your name right, has a great question. He said, do you suggest having a niche name for your YouTube channel or just your name? Like, for example, is my channel name okay? And it looks like your channel name is your first and last name. I think that is okay. I do think, though, that having a niche is powerful in your channel name. And so here's your 3 options. You either go your first and last name or something to do with just your first name if you don't want to share your last name. Or I suppose like a pen name, kind of like if you want to keep your identity private, people do that. And I think it can be a smart move depending on your values or what you're trying to do. The second option is a hybrid. You could say like strength training with Stavik, like if it was a fitness channel. And I think that's a real powerful thing to do, like cooking with Carla, because then people know what the channel is about and there's a little bit of personality in there. Or finally, you go brand name only, niche, and like think media, think marketing is a great example. This very YouTube channel is like, what's the channel about? Not cooking. What's the channel about? Homeschool? Nope. It's in the name, marketing. And having a brand name gives us a chance also to have a team and to have not only guests on. Of course, you could have guests on your personal brand or even a team on your personal brand. But, Heather's training on here, Melissa Caputo, Tony Ariola. By the way, they're all going to be in the YouTube challenge, sharing quick tips of the day and doing giveaways and doing a lot of cool stuff. And so those are kind of your options. And I think you're good to go with what you have. But for everybody watching that's curious about how to name your channel, I think just pick one and run with it. And remember that you can always change it. Meaning it's not hard to, like Heather's is Heather Torres. She could say homeschooling with Heather Torres. Like you could just add that. Like you can, you don't want to change your name a lot. It'll confuse YouTube potentially. And you want it to kind of be in Google as far as SEO and search. But if she felt like adding a hybrid and saying homeschooling with Heather Torres, easy. And then there's also maybe some SEO and some search that can be related to that. So, hey, hit the like button if you got value today. This video is brought to you by the Tube Influence Challenge. If you're just hearing about it, link in the description below. And then, of course, if you're just joining and you're looking for those 3 irresistible YouTube titles, watch the replay on this video because Heather brought some really practical YouTube titles that'll help you get more views. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Tara, Samuela, and Jake. We look forward to hopefully getting you on one of the next shows or on the Q&A that we're going to be doing in the YouTube Influence Challenge. I'll see y'all for Coffee with Cannell next week here on Think Marketing. And in the meantime, keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.